Nerdy is defined as someone characterized by an obsessive interest in something. Xbox, Marvel, technology, D&D, Lord of the Rings, escape rooms, Pokemon, Funko Pop, Star Wars, PlayStation, comic books, Magic the Gathering, Nintendo, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers. All of that is Tech D Rob, host of the Nerd News Podcast, your source for everything nerdy.
I realize you guys are all nerds.
And this is the Nerd News Podcast.
Welcome to the second ever Nerd News video podcast. I will tell you, it's been a couple weeks. Last week we were on vacation. The week before that, on that Monday, I was given the news that my Uncle Joe had passed away, and I just wasn't up for it. I was at that funeral over this last vacation of the show, also last week, my uncle, my cousin's grandfather, who I called Uncle Pete, also passed away. So it's been a rough few weeks. So forgive me if this is fairly short, but I got a lot going on, as it were. Especially coming back from the vacation on the show. Things tend to get a little, what's the word I'm looking for? A little behind when we're not here. And it's just the nature of things. Whenever we take time off, we got to catch up to it when we get back. I get it. But this is being recorded before 1 p.m. on a Monday, hopefully to have available for you on that Tuesday, April 18th. If this is coming out April 19th, sorry, I just got behind. But we do have some quick hits for you this week. In theaters this week, let's go to DVD first. DVD this week, Cocaine Bear and Magic Mike's Last Dance makes its way to DVD. In theaters, Beau is Afraid, which is the new Joaquin Phoenix movie, The Covenant, which I'm not familiar with, and Evil Dead Rise, which is the movie that I am most looking forward to of the new releases this week, is out in theaters. On video game platforms, so let's start with April 18th, which is today, if you're watching this on Tuesday. On PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, you have Disney Speedstorm, God of Rock, and Minecraft Legends. Now, on all of those platforms, except for Switch and PC, you have Puzzle Quest 3 as well. And then also, well, again, on all those platforms, The Mage Seeker, a League of Legends story. Now, tomorrow, April 19th, you have Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster series on PS4 and Switch, which is Final Fantasy 1 through 6 as a remastered situation. And also the DLC for Horizon Forbidden West, The Burning Shores, is on PlayStation 5. On Thursday, 4/20, I don't know why I did that. Coffee Talk Episode 2, Hibiscus and Butterfly is on those consoles I mentioned earlier. All of them, pretty much, except for PC. And then we also have Lost Epic on Switch today, and Super Meat Boy Forever on iOS and Android. Then Friday is when the big stuff hits. So on everything but Switch, essentially, you have Dead Island 2, PlayStation 5, Xbox, all those, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Stadia, even Stadia, which is crazy because that's going to be defunct soon. And PC is Dead Island 2, the long delayed game. I believe the original was in 2011, but it was a fun game. I enjoyed it a lot. Advanced Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp is out on Switch as well this Friday. So that's the quick hit. So I watched a lot of movies over the vacation, and I'll tell you about those and some news that we've learned about HBO, or as it will no longer be called that, very soon. That's next on the Nerd News Podcast.
At TechD_Rob on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. More Nerd News Podcast next. Follow TechD_Rob on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. At TechD_Rob. This is the Nerd News Podcast.
Welcome back to the Nerd News Podcast. Let's try that again. Welcome back to the Nerd News Podcast. I'm very tired. It's the first day back from vacation. I went to Virginia Beach over the vacation to visit with some family. As I said earlier in the podcast, one of my uncles passed away unexpectedly a couple weeks ago. So it was good to see everybody. Obviously, the reason was not great, but was good to see everyone. We had a good time considering the circumstances. So things to talk about. Over that vacation before I went to Virginia, I saw a bunch of movies, watched a bunch of movies, went to the movie theaters to see Dungeons and Dragons. I saw it twice. I saw the Mario movie, and Tetris I watched on Apple TV Plus, and Bullet Train I watched on Netflix, and I will go over those later on in the podcast. But let's start on things that I'm not caught up on, which is The Mandalorian. So The Mandalorian season finale is on Wednesday. I plan to catch up on that very, very soon. I just don't know exactly when. Maybe today if I have time after editing this podcast. But it is so far not been great the first few episodes I've seen, but hopefully it kicks into high gear soon because it's been okay. It's just been okay. The Sega, the brand that owns the Sonic franchise, is set to purchase Rovio, which, if you're not familiar with Rovio, they make Angry Birds. So, which is Angry Birds still a thing? Is it still popular? I don't have that information. But Sega's purchasing it for, what was it? Nearly $1 million, or maybe nearly $1 billion. Rovio Sega. I just saw it and. Okay, nearly $1 billion, 775 million. Okay, nearly $1 million didn't sound right, and I felt stupid for saying it out loud, but here we are. So they're buying Rovio. No word yet on what the reason. Like I'm guessing Rovio's still making money. It'll be interesting to see what comes of this. The Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game that was set to come out next month has been delayed all the way to 2024. In fact, the second month of 2024, February 2024. It looked like a game full of microtransactions, so this and people were not happy about it. So this could be them reeling that in. No word yet exactly why the delay, but they did say they needed more time, which is, obvious if you needed, what is this? 8. Let's see. May is when it's going to come out. So like 9 more months. Yeah, you clearly needed more time. 9 months worth of time, at least. So yeah, that's been delayed. So don't expect that this year at all, unfortunately. HBO Max has been, well, not yet, but it's coming in May. They are merging with Discovery Plus, which we already knew, and they're going to drop HBO from their name. It's going to be just called Max. Now, I'm sure within the app, there will still be the Discovery section of things, HBO section of things, because there's on HBO Max, there are HBO originals, there are Max originals. So since it was already a combination of HBO and Cinemax, maybe that's still going to happen within the app, I would assume. But this does mean the prices and the tiers are changing. And to reflect that, there's going to be 3 different tiers. So I'll go over them. Lowest to highest. So $9.99 a month is the ad light plan, and it is HD quality, 2 concurrent streams. Easy enough. For $15.99, it's ad free, HD quality, 2 concurrent streams, and 30 downloads. So you can download 30 things from the app, or however you would download. So not much different, and obviously no ads. Now then there's the ultimate plan, which is the one that you're going to want, I assure you. It is 4 concurrent streams, 4K HDR with Dolby Atmos quality, which is significantly better than HD, and 100 downloads. Now the downloads part doesn't mean anything to me. I don't and have never downloaded any content. Now, and a lot of people do it for Netflix, but it's not something that I'm personally interested in. Another thing to note, and that I don't have the answer to yet, is that I currently get HBO Max for free because I am an AT&T subscriber for their cellular telephone. And I'm assuming this will have an impact on my subscription. I just don't know how yet. And I'm very curious to see how that is, because I really want this $19.99 one, because 4K is life. If I remember when HD was a thing, and I remember people telling me they couldn't tell the difference, and I always thought they were stupid, but maybe something's wrong with me, but 4K is where it's at. I don't want HD quality anymore. If there's a 4K available, give me 4K. That's where I'm at. On this new platform, they announced a whole bunch of things, but the highlight of those things for the nerd news people like me, the Harry Potter 10-year plan. There's going to be a new Harry Potter TV series, and it is going to span 10 years. I don't believe that means 10 years of inside the story world. I mean, they mean 10 years our time. So we're going to get at least 7 seasons, one for each book. Now, I'm curious if they're going to make a Cursed Child season or if they're just going to let that go, because it's not very well received anyway. So I don't think it's a big deal if they drop it. But yeah, Max has a Harry Potter TV series on the way. Uses the same logo. The teaser video was a little confusing. It uses the same logo. And that's all it showed. I don't think we needed a teaser trailer for that. Also out very soon is Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Now, I've long been one of the only people. I wasn't blown away by Breath of the Wild. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I never beat it. I beat all 4 of the Guardians of the game, and then I was on my way to go fight Ganondorf, and I just got bored, and I just didn't want to play it anymore. So when they started announcing Tears of the Kingdom, I wasn't that interested. They announced the new systems where you could, instead of having to climb everything, you can jump or like tunnel through insides to the roof of things. To expand the world. They had to do these kinds of things, and I get it. And it looked cool, but it just didn't sell me. But I don't know what it was about this new trailer. But I'm sold now. I will be there next month when it comes out. I don't know what it was, but I'm in. I'm ready to watch it. I can't wait now. So it should be a lot of fun next month. So let's start on movies. Now, it's very rare that I come to you with 4 reviews and they're all positive. It's also very rare that I come to you with 4 reviews in general. So let's get started with, as I like to do, my least favorite of the 4. And that would be the Tetris movie. The Tetris movie was great. Taron Egerton plays the guy who discovered Tetris, I guess, to sell it to Nintendo for the Game Boy, so it would be packaged with every Game Boy that came out. It was good. It was good. I mean, it was good. I enjoyed it. I can't give away too much information about it without spoiling anything. Just know that it's a true story. And I believe, as all true story movies go, there's obviously a little bit of embellishment. I don't know how much, to be completely honest with you, but it was a good movie. It's available now on Apple TV Plus. Next on my list, this is where the decisions become hard, because all 3 of the remaining movies I really, really loved. Let's go Bullet Train. And it's not because it's a bad movie. It was great. Aaron Taylor Johnson, or whatever his name is, who played Kick-Ass, who played Quicksilver in the MCU, kicks ass in this movie. Alongside Brad Pitt. Some crazy cameos that I'm not going to spoil. Lots of cool cameos. Lots of cool characters in the movie. Every scene was fun. I loved it. It was great. Check it out on Netflix. Next, the 2 movies that you would expect me to enjoy. I'm going to go with Mario as the next one, as the second best movie that I saw. Mario was a lot of fun. Not enough Luigi, who is my favorite of the Mario brothers. Jack Black stole the show, obviously, as Bowser, as we knew he would. Chris Pratt wasn't terrible as Mario. The character was... He felt like not the main character in most situations in the movie, and that's fine. Anya Taylor-Joy was great as Peach. Donkey Kong was a little out of place. It was basically just Seth Rogen playing the character he always plays. He played Pumbaa again. I think he said he even drew from Pumbaa for it, which is wasn't terrible, but he did. There was the signature Seth Rogen laugh. I know that's how he laughs, but I don't know. It felt out of place to me. But yeah, it was a fun movie, and I get this. This one is mostly exposition. It sets up a lot of stuff. So hopefully in future movies we can get right into it. I'm hoping for a Luigi's Mansion. I'm hoping for Wario in a future one. Waluigi. There's plenty of Mario Kart references in this one, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. They set up Donkey Kong very quickly. I mean, he's a vital character in the movie, and it was fun. I mean, what else can I say about it? I enjoyed it a lot. I'd go see it again. But the movie that I did see and enjoyed the most over the holiday was the Dungeons and Dragons movie. It was a movie I saw twice. I saw it with my cousin first, just because he was off work, and I was like, "Hey, you want to go see this movie?" And we both really, really wanted to see the movie and enjoyed every minute of it. And it was great, but so much better than I expected it to be. Because anytime they take a franchise that is well beloved, they usually mess it up. There were just enough references for people who like Dungeons and Dragons to go, "Oh yeah, check that out. Oh man, this was cool." Yeah, it was cool. And not so overwhelming that someone who doesn't know anything about Dungeons and Dragons would be overwhelmed. It is a good fantasy movie. I can't say anything bad about any of the actors. All of them were incredible in their roles. But there's a character, I want to say his name's Zenk, Z-E-N-K. I think that's his name, Zenk. Hold on, Zenk from Dungeons. I'm sorry, X. Sorry. I don't recognize him from any other movies. Regin. Oh God, I don't know how to pronounce it. R-E-G with another E apostrophe little letter dash J-E-A-N Page. Regin. I'm sure I'm butchering this man's name. But he was in Bridgerton. His character is the standout. And you will agree with me if you see the movie. Chris Pine was great. Michelle Rodriguez, great. Justice Smith, great. Sophia Lillis, great. Hugh Grant, great. Regin Page, I wish I knew his name. I wish I would have done a little research before I started this podcast. The highlight, and will easily be the highlight of any sequel that they do, because he has to be involved. And the character was so great. So those are my movie reviews for this week. I appreciate you joining me on the Nerd News Podcast. And do us a favor, if you're watching this, like this video, like the Ace and TJ Show page, get notified. Trying to do at least the new Extra Funny podcast live every day on YouTube. We're working on getting the full show on YouTube as soon as we can. And follow me on Twitch. I streamed Resident Evil 4 a couple weeks ago. And I intend to continue that very soon. Obviously, just the past few weeks, a lot going on, and I just didn't get a chance to. But definitely check me out on Twitch, TechD_Rob. It is, I found an easy way to do it through Xbox, and I think I can do the same through PlayStation. So I should be able to stream a lot more often and a lot more easily. So that's very exciting for me, and I'm excited to expand my Twitch schedule, however you want to say it. So that is the Nerd News Podcast for the week of April 17th. I appreciate you joining me, and I'll see you next week.
That's it for this week's Nerd News Podcast. Follow TechD_Rob on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at TechD_Rob. Subscribe now. More nerd news next week.